Hello. Lieutenant Jeremy, head of processing at Fasabo. The gathered audience 110. Post ready and excellence. Hello? Give rest. We are very happy to be among you. We also took care to drive along the route to see the situation firsthand. This is the moment for me to congratulate you on the work being done here and to encourage you especially, because there are many challenges. You have taken over a team here that has faced many challenges. It is not easy. Just as you might think at some point that you have the upper hand over the enemy, that there is a semblance of calm. You must remain very focused, because as soon as you let your guard down, that's the opportune moment for him to take advantage. Do we understand each other? And this message needs to be conveyed to all your comrades who are currently on detachment. There is no possibility of saying that there is a lull and letting our guard down. And everyone must be attentive. It is a pride to be able to serve your country in these circumstances. Be proud of it, and you must give your all. We never get tired, right? And you must always be on alert, no matter how long it takes. One thing is certain, you will prevail. That's the most important thing. This enemy can do nothing against you. Even though it tries to show at certain moments that it is still alive, it is in its death throes. All those people you have been able to resettle, they are counting on you. You are a shield, and take it as such. Live your profession in this way, okay? It is very important. So, lots of courage. And again, congratulations for everything that has been done. We will remain attentive. Everything that can be done to improve your conditions, we will continue to do. Because everything you carry here, it's thanks to the population that we managed to achieve all this. And always, we ask them for more sacrifices to better equip you. Because we are never sufficiently equipped. Lots of courage, and congratulations again. Good luck to all. May God bless you. May God protect you in all your missions. May God watch over you, the homeland or death. Thank you very much.
This war that has been imposed on us has united us. It is in this war that AES was born. AES will change the history of Africa, will change the history of the world.
Welcome to Noble Black News, your go-to channel for in-depth stories about Africa and the global Black community. Here, we uncover the untold stories, explore the rich history, and delve into the current events shaping our world. From groundbreaking achievements to complex political dynamics, we bring you the insights and perspectives that matter. Stay tuned, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content. Let's dive into today's story and uncover the fascinating details together. Today, let's talk about West Africa and France. For decades, many African countries have been using a monetary system established by their former colonial master, France. This currency, known as the CFA Franc, has kept African nations tethered to and controlled by European powers. However, some brave leaders have had enough of this outdated system. Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso are three neighboring countries that are saying no more to French control over their finances. These revolutionary governments are joining forces to create a new currency system that finally frees their people from foreign dominance. In this explosive video, you'll witness the defiant acts of these African leaders standing up to Western powers. You'll learn shocking truths about how the CFA Franc traps nations in poverty while enriching Europe. And you'll see the first heroic steps being taken to build a new future of true independence, prosperity, and pride for all Africans. France created the CFA Franc on December 26, 1945, driven by a desire to control the economies and political systems of its African colonies. French leaders aimed to integrate all their colonies under one monetary system they controlled. The CFA Franc became the enforced currency in France's African territories, allowing the European nation to dominate. Join us as we uncover the bold moves of these African nations striving for economic freedom and sovereignty. The CFA system allowed France to control the economic structures of the lands it occupied by force. This system gave France the power to manipulate the money supply, interest rates, and more across all its colonies. Sadly, France's African colonies continued to use the CFA franc even after gaining independence in the 1960s and 70s. This enabled the former colonial master to maintain a tight financial grip over the new nations. Countries had to funnel money reserves into French banks, and they couldn't issue their own currency or control monetary policy without French approval. France promoted the CFA system as a means of fostering monetary unity and economic growth in Africa, but the real purpose was to retain power over its former colonies' money markets and resources. The CFA trapped nations in neocolonial financial servitude to their previous European ruler. The system has faced heavy criticism from many Africans. One major issue is the requirement that CFA countries must deposit at least 50% of their foreign currency reserves into the French treasury. This makes no sense for independent nations. Why should they give away half their money to a foreign power? This policy exists solely to let France control its former colonies. Another problem is the CFA's lack of independent monetary policy. CFA countries cannot set their own interest rates, issue currency, or devalue their currency to boost exports. They must wait for France to make any changes to the CFA's value. This strips economic sovereignty from the nations using the currency. Worst of all, the CFA is pegged to the strong euro currency used in Europe. This artificially inflates prices for African exports on global markets, making CFA countries uncompetitive compared to cheaper producers like China. The overpriced exports hinder industrialization and economic growth. Forced to rely solely on selling raw materials abroad, this system clearly undermines the economic freedom of African states. It traps countries in a neo-colonial model that favors foreign corporations over local business development. No sovereign nation should accept this subjugation. Mali attempted to break free from the CFA just 1 year after achieving flag independence from France. In 1962, the newly liberated West African nation of Mali took a pioneering stand. Its defiant leaders refused to accept France's continued monetary control through the CFA Franc system. Mali's government made the historic decision to ditch the colonial-era CFA and launch its own currency, known as the Mali franc. This bold move sought to finally sever all financial ties and reassert full economic sovereignty over their affairs. However, France's response was harsh and uncompromising. The former colonial power fiercely opposed Mali's audacious attempt to free itself from the CFA monetary shackles. Intense French opposition, combined with internal political divisions, rapidly undermined the fledgling Mali franc. Within just 2 decades, Mali's revolutionary new currency had crumbled under immense pressure. The nation's leaders were forced into a humiliating reversal, shamefully rejoining the very CFA bloc they had courageously tried to escape. France's overwhelming counterattack left an indelible scar. For over 30 years after Mali's failed monetary rebellion, no other former French African colony dared attempt a similar break from the CFA system's suffocating grip. However, a new alliance has emerged to revive the push for African monetary sovereignty. 3 neighboring nations have decided to join forces to form the Alliance of Sahel States. This alliance, initially formed in September 2023 as the Lipako Authority, began as a defense pact, allowing Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso to combine their military forces against the escalating threat of jihadist rebels. Groups plaguing the tri-border region faced a new challenge when President Ibrahim Traoré revealed grander ambitions, evolving the alliance into a full-fledged political, economic, and monetary union to counter French neo-colonial influence embodied by the CFA bloc. The leaders of these countries, including President Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso, made clear their intention to break away from all forms of neocolonial control by former Western powers like France. A core goal is liberating their economies from the CFA Franc currency system. These three nations have already dealt major blows to French influence in their lands. They collectively withdrew from the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, regional bloc in late 2023, seen as overly dominated by France and its allies. Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso aim to decisively cut economic, monetary, and political ties with their former colonial master by forming an alternative alliance. Abandoning the CFA in favor of a new common currency is the next crucial step in this quest for full independence and sovereignty. The intentions of the alliance became crystal clear in early 2024 when leaders forcefully declared plans to scrap the CFA Franc currency. Burkina Faso's President Ibrahim Traoré fired the first salvo in a February interview. "Everything we've done has surprised you, hasn't it?" he said. "More changes might still surprise you, and it's not just about currency. We will break all ties that keep us in slavery." Days later, General Abdourahmane Chiani of Niger echoed Traore's defiant stance. "Currency is a sign of sovereignty," Chiani stated bluntly. "The alliance of Sahel states is recovering their full sovereignty. It's unacceptable for our states to be France's cash cows." Such fiery rhetoric reveals the intense determination to sever monetary links with France. These leaders view the CFA as a symbol of ongoing slavery, robbing their people of true independence decades after achieving flagged freedom. Yet these leaders move forward undeterred, entrenching a rift that could ultimately shatter the ECOWAS union if other members lose patience with their hardline stance. This open revolt has inspired ordinary Africans fed up with France's oversized role in their affairs. Recent protests in ECOWAS, states like Senegal and Ivory Coast, saw angry mobs burn French flags and businesses, demanding their nations also quit the CFA currency. If Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso successfully transition to their planned new era, other former French colonies may very well follow their trailblazing lead in asserting full monetary independence. France's economic influence would rapidly diminish across its former African empire. Beyond just the Francophone sphere, the defiance of the Sahel trio emboldens a broader pan-African pushback against lingering outside dominance, be it French, American, Chinese, or any other foreign power. Their stubborn prioritization of sovereignty resonates with a rising generation yearning for true self-determination and dignity. When Mali briefly launched its currency in 1962 before being ruthlessly quashed, it could never have imagined that over 60 years later, a revived bid to destroy the last financial chains tying the African continent to its former European colonizers would occur. The revolutionary alliance between Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso embodies a profound renaissance of African self-determination that refuses to accept antiquated systems of outside economic control and exploitation any longer. By following through on ditching the CFA franc in favor of a new homegrown common Sahel currency, these plucky Sahel nations would etch their names in the history books as true vanguards of monetary liberation from neo-colonialism. Their audacious pursuit is an inspirational call to arms for all Africans to finally cast off the shackles of the past and earn the full economic autonomy and sovereignty that is every people's birthright in the modern world. While a rocky transition fraught with risks surely lies ahead, the alliance of Sahel states appears unwavering in its conviction that severing all fiscal ties with France is a worthy sacrifice. Only then can their beloved homelands achieve true freedom, dignity, and self-respect as masters of their own destiny at last. This is the reason why Africa should rise to the next level. Thank you for watching. Your support means the world to us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates and stories from Noble Black News. Stay tuned for more insightful content. Thank you.
This war that has been imposed on us has united us. It is in this war that AES was born. AES will change the history of Africa, will change the history of the world.